All right, listen, everyone. This might be the most important video I've done in months because what's happening right now, it's connecting every single dot we have been talking about for years. Swift, IBM, Ripple, XLM, the central banks, it is all converging. And they just confirmed what we already suspected. XRP and XLM aren't side projects, they're infrastructure. France, they want to buy 2% of Bitcoin's total supply. The Fed screaming for a 1% rate cut. And at Swift's own Sibos event, they flat out said it. XRP and XLM will play a significant role in global crypto adoption. This isn't speculation anymore. It's the blueprint being rolled out in real time. So if you ever wondered when the old system flips into the new one, buckle up. Because by the end of this video, you're going to see exactly why this moment might be the start of the global reset that we have all been waiting for. Welcome back to the channel, folks. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're coming back, and I appreciate all you that come back, hit that thumbs up. The more thumbs up we get, the higher, the longer YouTube's going to push us. It is the ultimate way to support the channel. And guess what? It's 100% free to hit the thumbs up button. You could have already done it. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Not too much has changed from this morning. That's okay, right? Rate cuts coming tomorrow. Hopefully, we get the announcement. Thursday, Trump meets with the president of China. Just be prepared. I don't know where this market's going to go in the next 24 hours, but I know where it's going to go in the next couple of months, and that is up. Bitcoin coming in at $114,554. ETH right behind it, 4,123. And XRP, well, someone give it the old flick, $2.65. Total cryptocurrency market cap, 3.87 trillion. Then we get over to this. Here's how wild it's getting out there, folks. France is literally drafting a bill to acquire 2% of Bitcoin's entire supply and label it a strategic reserve asset. Let that sink in. This isn't El Salvador stacking stats for clout. This is one of the G7 powers, the same France that helped build the Eurozone, now treating Bitcoin like digital gold. And think about the timing, right? They're not doing this when Bitcoin's 15,000. They're doing it as the US preps for liquidity easing and global banks testing digital rails. This is a signal, a reserve pivot. When a nation state starts accumulating Bitcoin, it changes the game. Because once one domino falls, you know what happens next, right? Others follow. Germany, the UK, maybe even the US eventually. And this isn't random. France sits at the heart of the European payment system, directly plugged into Swift's new ISO 20022 messaging framework, the same rails that Ripple built for real-time cross-border settlements. So when France talks strategic reserves, it's not just about Bitcoin, everyone. It's about preparing for a multi-asset financial system where Bitcoin, XRP, and XLM all play specialized roles. Now, folks, if you didn't join the newsletter, the link is down below. In every single video description, episode, newsletter too, I shouldn't call it an episode, is coming out. And if you don't get that one-on-one call booked, we're booked out all the way into November already. And it's just going to keep getting pushed back. Remember, these calls, they're me and you. They're one-on-one. No script, no playbook. It's what you want to know, what you're looking to figure out, anywhere from LLC setup to tax structure to dollar cost average, in and out. You name it, we talk and get that call booked. And then the Fed's panic button. They said, we absolutely need to cut rates by 1%. That's straight from a Federal Reserve governor. Not some analyst on CNBC, an actual policymaker. That statement is basically code for, hey, we're about to inject massive liquidity into the system. And you know what? When that happens, what's going to happen? The money printing is not just going to turn on. It's going to detonate. Risk assets going to run. Liquidity is going to flood in like no other. But here's what's different this time. Because crypto isn't an outsider anymore. BlackRock, Fidelity, Franklin Templeton, they're already positioned. ETFs alive, and the infrastructure is built. So when rate drops, money doesn't go into meme stocks. It goes into the new rails of the new financial system. And that's where XRP and XLM come in. The literal pipes connecting fiat stablecoins and digital assets all in real time. The Fed cuts, liquidity expands, banks seek instant settlement, Ripple and Stellar Rails quietly take over. That's your blueprint. And right as the Fed lays the groundwork for this liquidity flood that's about to go down, well, Swift just confirmed who's running the new pipes. At Swift's Sibos event, they didn't beat around the bush. They stated XRP and XLM will play a significant role in the flywheel adoption of cryptocurrencies. Let that sink in real quick. Swift Sibos conference, they stated that XRP and XLM were going to play a significant role in the flywheel adoption of cryptocurrencies. The same Swift, who does $5 trillion a day, is now admitting that the future runs on Ripple and Stellar tech. And the kicker, they're not trying to replace these networks. They are integrating these networks. Listen.
The front office is automated. There's low latency. Then you switch gears. Banks operate still typically in terms of batch processing, store and forward, and payments, messaging, clearing, and settlement are often decoupled and can take days. This dichotomy is just unsustainable. And in response, we're seeing and hearing at Sibos how a number of FIs and FI-backed consortiums are harnessing blockchain, smart contracts, digital assets to align the performance of banking and payment systems with those of the digital economy. The second takeaway, I'd say, is that the Internet of Value is beginning to crystallize. And let me start with a framework. Let's think of the old industrial flywheels that take a lot of energy to make a half turn and a full turn. But once they start turning, there's momentum and it's hard to stop them. So let's overlay adoption of blockchain and digital assets. They've proven value. So part of the first turn, feasibility, certainly. And now we're seeing these use cases get into the bottom of that first turn, economic viability. And there's some exciting initiatives we heard about at Sibos around interbank payments, delivery versus payments, for example, correspondent banking, messaging, cross-border, interbank, intrabank, intra-company, and importantly, when we get to the ESG, the S part, remittances. So lots of interesting energy there. And we're seeing cryptocurrencies like XRP, Stellar Lumens, and stablecoins like USDC playing an important role in getting that wheel to turn and deliver the internet of value. Also, the introduction of central bank digital currencies will accelerate the mainstreaming of digital assets. I'd say my third, coming to the crown jewel here, cryptocurrencies are gaining legitimacy as a new asset class. When the Bitcoin paper first came out, it was going to be the missing link, the internet of value, a medium of exchange. But as we know, Bitcoin failed as a medium of exchange for legal activities. Then the pivot was to blockchain, distributed ledger technology as the new disruptor. Now we're seeing Bitcoin as in the lead as a new digital asset class, which has profound implications. It's been initially driven by retail investors. Now we're seeing institutional investors enter the game. And with institutional investors, you get more sophisticated demand. And that certainly is going to accelerate developments in decentralized finance.
So look, it's no coincidence here that IBM just announced Digital Asset Haven, right? A platform for institutions to manage assets across 40 blockchains. Guess who built this? James Wallace, Vice President at Ripple. So IBM lays the rails, Ripple and Stellar power to liquidity, Swift connects the legacy system to the new digital infrastructure. This isn't competition, excuse me. This is collaboration at the highest level. You heard what they said in that video. And here's James Wallace. And we can see what he has done and who he's worked for. 17 years he was vice president. 17 years he worked at IBM. For 3 years and 7 months, he was vice president of blockchain. Now you can see he's over at Ripple for over 6 years at this point. And we come to find out that IBM is getting involved here. Do you understand what is going on? Do you understand how big this is? How far we have come? This is absolutely Massive, massive. And we got XRP ETFs cooking as well, everyone. Here's the truth. This isn't some someday narrative anymore. The new system is already online. Nation states, they're stacking Bitcoin. The Fed is about to flood the market with liquidity. And SWIFT, the backbone of international finance, they confirmed XRP and XLM a part of the engine driving it all. If you've been holding through the noise, this is your validation. Everything we've been tracking, the partnership, the pilots, the corridors, it is all converging right now. So stay sharp, stay early, and don't get shaken up by the headlines, because when this switch flips, and it will, the ones who understand the plan before it happened, they're the ones who are going to win big. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch all y'all in the next one.